You can access the catalog and its features from the search and find list. There's the library catalog link. The first search you see is going to be a keyword search. Where you're in the library catalog and it says search anything, that is your keyword search. And that covers keyword includes searching through the title, the author, subject, notes, any descriptions or any other text in the record. For example, the publisher or multiple author names or any other fields that might have text in them. Keyword is going to cover all of that. So that is your keyword search. To do more specific, you want to go to the advanced search. Opening the advanced search gives you a search form. And it gives you options for focusing your search. We're still searching in the library catalog, but you can do things like search by field. If you know the title of the book you're looking for, or the author, or the subject, you can search for that here. Again, keyword covers all of these, but if you want to focus it down a little bit, for example, as I mentioned, subject, much more controlled. Author, you already know who wrote something. Title, you already know the name of the book. So you can go about it that way. Also on this form, once you pick if you want title, author, or subject, or all fields, which is your keyword, contains, is exact, or starts with. These can be a little unclear. Contains all the words you type in, but not necessarily next to each other. So if you put in more than one word, the words will all be there, but they may not be right next to each other. Is exact is actually exact phrase searching. The words you put in this exact order. Starts with the beginning of the title, but not necessarily all of the title. Starts with option is only used in title search. You can't say author starts with. That doesn't work. But if you start a title, you can start typing in the first couple of words of the title, and the title, it'll pick up all the titles that start with those words. So contains all your words, but not necessarily next to each other. Is exact is actually exact phrase. The words will be in this exact order, and then starts with is only a title option, and that is the beginning of your title. Other options, then you've got your Boolean operators, yay, and or not. Use your Boolean operators. So you can combine this together. You can pick a field, author, contains, a name, and then combine that with and or not, and then pick another field, and then pick some more words. So you can put this together. It'll start building your Boolean search for you. Other things that you can do in the advanced search, you can add a new line. So there's just two lines for you to work with there. You can add another one if you want 3, 4. You can add some more to start doing a more complicated combination if you feel like that's going to work for you. You can narrow it down by material type. So if you just want to focus only on the books and you don't want to see videos, or you only want the audio visual, your videos and CDs, and you don't want to see the books, you can narrow it down there. Language, you can narrow it down by language. There aren't a lot of choices in the library catalog, but you could do that if you really felt it was necessary. And then publication date. You can limit it by a particular year or a range or whatever you want to do there. Or in the last 2 years, 5 years, you can narrow it down by publication year. Let's do some sample searches. So if we wanted to look for the title of a book, and we know, for example, we're looking for Romeo and Juliet. So we can do that. Title contains Romeo and Juliet. So let's search on that. So that's going to have all those words, and you can see we're going to get exact matches. Now down here, number 4, it doesn't start with Romeo and Juliet. It's 20th century interpretations of Romeo and Juliet. So it's different Not quite an exact title match there, but that's not what we looked for, just the title contains those words. So you can see first result here, we've got 14 results, multiple versions, Romeo and Juliet. That means we have a match here, but we have several different versions of it we can look at. The second one is a video, third one is a video. Those both say online access. So this is part of our online film collection. The fourth one is a book. You can see there. And it says available at Grace Harbor College main stacks, and then it gives you a number. This is the call number of the item. We've talked a little bit about call numbers and Dewey Decimal already, but this is the call number. So this is where is the book at on the shelf, so you know how to find it. Another video online, video, another book available in the collection. So you can see we've got some choices, and it'll load the rest of them down here. Video, down here number 13, we have an audio CD in our collection. And if you look at this call number, available at Grace Harbor College Audio Visual, so you know it's, besides the fact that it says audio CD and you've got a little icon here that looks like sound, you can see in the call number it says audio visual, and then in the number 782.1 GOUNO/R, then it says media collection. That is telling you that this is part of our media collection. And if you were actually to come into the library to find that, the media CDs and DVDs are separated out from the books. They are in a specific section called media collection, and you will know that's where you need to go look. You've still got a call number, so you can still go find it, but it's in the media collection. It's not mixed in with the books, and you will see that in the call number as a distinction there. Also, in something you might see in a call number, before the actual numbers start, you might see an R, and it might say Grace Harbor College reference. Those are reference books. Reference books do not check out, so you would know that you couldn't check those out, but you would also know if you came in to look for that item that it would be in our reference section. So those are a couple of things you may see when you look at a call number. You may see media collection and audio visual. You may see reference and an R in front of the call number. So let's take a look here. Let's do another. We had 14 as title contains. What if title is exact? Now again, this is exact phrase. So if we want this exact phrase, Romeo and Juliet, one of them has dropped out. We're down to 13 results. Actually, I didn't look too closely to see which one that was, but one of those has gone away. So we have just slightly less. Now we see again this number 4. It doesn't start with the words Romeo and Juliet. It's in the middle of the title. So now if we switch this from title is exact to title starts with and hit a search, we know we're going to lose that one. It's going to go away. And actually we lost several. We're down to 6 now. So these actually, the title starts with Romeo and Juliet. If you know an exact title and you know that that's how it starts, that's going to be your most efficient search. And just like some of the other searches we've seen along the left, we have ways to narrow it down, things that are available in the library, things that are full text online. Source type, audiovisual or book, we can make a choice here, and then author and dates and things like that. But if we want to take a look at some of these, so for example, as I said, this video is online access. This is one of our streaming videos that you can watch online. If we're here on campus, you can click on it, view full text right here, and it'll open the video and you can go watch it. If you're at home, you will click on that and it'll take you out. It'll make you log in first. Reminder, these are not free things. Just because they're online, we do pay for them. So you will have to log in from off campus. That's what this note here, click to view authorization required. That's what that's all about, authorization required. That means you're going to have to log in. We need to know you're from GHC to make sure that you get access to that. So we have information about the video here at the top, the title, Films for the Humanities and Sciences, that's the company that we buy from, Films Media Group, online access, so you know it's an online. Send to, we can click on this for citation help. We can save a link to this item, to this record. We can print or email it. Again, we've got the view full text here, and then we've got the details about it, a whole bunch of more information. Title, author, in this case it's mostly corporate because it's an online video. Subjects, so this is where we can look at the subject headings of this item. If we found this and we said, oh, well, I really want to know, I want more on the topic of drama from the 17th century, we could click on that and it would do a search for that subject heading. Again, these are our controlled vocabulary, exact subject headings. We could click on that subject heading and go and look for more things on that. And then here in the description, it's got a whole breakdown of the scenes and how long they are. Publisher, format, date, etc. And then again, the link, click to view, authorization required. And when it says get it, it didn't match any physical resources, so we aren't going to get it physically, but we can view it. So this is a link to one of our online videos. So if we click on that, let's take a quick look. There's a separate short video on using the online films that you can view. All right, back to the record here. So let's close that. That was one of our films. But let's look at a book. This is a book that's available here in our library. And if we click on that, very similar. We've got the title. Here we've got the author, who published it, where and when, date, and then it's available at the Grace Harbor College main stacks, and we've got our call number here. That's where is it at, as you know. Same things, we can cite, we can link to this record, we can print or email it, the record. If we wanted to check this out, but it was already checked out to someone, it would be, the status here says item in place. It would not be in place. And then we could sign in here in the yellow bar and put a hold on it. It's good to put a hold on something if you want it and it's not available, and if you can wait for it for a little bit, it's good to do that. Then we know someone's waiting for it. We won't let them renew it and keep it. We'll make sure that when it's due, they bring it back, and then we'll contact you and let you know that it's available. So that's call number, it's in place, it's a book. Down here, again, more details, title, author. We have subject headings again. This just has one subject heading. But if we wanted more things, the subject was William Shakespeare, William, 1564 to 1616. That's when he lived. Romeo and Juliet, very specifically this title. That's the subject heading. We could click on that and go ahead and see other things on that subject. Now down here, we've got the date, format, so how many pages is it? It's in English. All the way down here, it says virtual browse. But this is a really great feature. When you find something that's available, you can browse. Now, we've talked about call numbers in the past and about how they kind of represent what it's about. And when you go to the shelf, you want to browse the shelf nearby to look for other things that are close by because they're going to be on the same topic. You can do that virtually. You can virtual browse the shelf. This is going to show you in call number order what's going to be nearby on the shelf. So when you find something that looks good, you see this title, you think this looks pretty interesting, maybe this will be useful, you can go to the virtual browse and go, oh, what else is here? And then do some other, click on one of these. Oh, this one looks good. That one looks good. You can go ahead and choose one of those other ones too. So this is a really handy feature that you can browse through other things that are nearby on the shelf. Really useful. That way you don't have to come into the library to see if there's something nearby. Close this one. All right. That's a little bit of, that's a book and a video. This one says 3 versions of this record. So we have 3. Let's see all the versions. So Romeo and Juliet. So this one is audio visual. This is a video. This is an audio CD, and this is a book. So these are all William Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet, the title, and then it tells you where they're at. So these are all versions of this. One's a video of it, one's an audio CD of it, and one's the book of it. That's pretty good. So they all match up, so you can choose from those. All right, so that was title searching. But if we wanted to do, let's do an author search. Author contains, let's see, maybe we wanted to look for things by Jack London. So this is author contains Jack London. Or do we want to do author is exact Jack London? Let's try both and see how they go. Author contains Jack London. When we say author contains Jack London, we get 18 results. And we've got video, we've got book. Now we can see right here in the book, White Fang, Jack London, and then some dates, 1876 to 1916. We're going to look at that again. That's actually, it'll show you when this person lived, so you know that you're matching up with the correct author. Sometimes you'll get authors with the same or very, very similar names, and the only way to distinguish them is their time period. And so you will see that in there when you look at a name, when their lifespan, or at least if they're not passed away yet, at least when they started, when their birthday year is. So you can see we've got several different things. Now this first thing on the list, video, I, Claudius, the complete series. We've got a lot of, see, it's highlighted Jack, and then it's London Films. So right here, author contains, it did not keep these as a phrase, it separated these two words out. So we're getting this result. We're getting this result because someone named Jack was in it, and it was produced by London Films. So that is something we are not going to be wanting right off the bat. We can see there's some other things here, but let's focus that down. We don't want the author just to contain that. We want that exact phrase. We want it to say Jack London. So we're going to drop from 18 down to 16. Not a huge drop, but it is going to make a difference. We got rid of that video that was totally unrelated. So now we have a number of different things. Let's see. Most of these are actually in our print collection. If we look at this, Best Short Stories of Jack London, this is a book of his short stories. Title, we've got, again, author, and then we've got the dates, so we know he lived during this time period. Who published it, where, and when. It's available in the stacks. Again, we've got our print email save. I didn't mention this before, but this little thumbtack will let you keep this. You can pin this item. If you log in, if you sign in, you can pin that and come back to it in the future as well. If you do it right here without signing in, it'll pin this just for this session while we're actively doing searches. But if you want to save it for longer, you sign in and then it'll know who you are, but you can pin this for future. Looks like there are 2 copies of this book. We've got our main stacks. It says 2 copies, and so we can see the status of both of those. And again, Best Short Stories of Jack London. Dates, a couple of subject headings, and then a description. This is all the short stories that are in this collection. Now this is interesting to note. This is good to know because the title of this book is Best Short Stories of Jack London. However, if we were looking for if we came in looking for one particular short story, what we would have wanted to do would be to do a keyword search for the name of the short story, because the keyword would actually pull from this description and find that story. If we wanted to find the wisdom of the trail, say we came in and that's the story we knew we were looking for, we could do that as a keyword search and it would pull this out of the description. And so we would find it that way. So that's good to remember. And again, we've got our browse down here at the bottom so we can look at what else we've got nearby. Of course, we're looking at writings by Jack London, so that's what's going to be right there. But say we saw these subject headings and we wanted to go and look at more of those. Short stories, American. Maybe we want other short stories that are from American writers. We could click on that subject and then it would do an exact subject match for that. And now we have 75 results. So then we would see what other things we had that matched that exact subject heading. So once you find an item, you can take a look at the subject headings and see what looks good, what seems to match up with what you're interested in. And then if you click on that subject heading, it'll do an exact subject search for that. So that's a really good way to build your search and to go from one. You find a resource, however you got to it, and then you can build from there and pick some things. Also, if we wanted to look for other things by the same author, we could do that. In this case, it's Edgar Allan Poe. But if we wanted to look at other things by him, we could click on his name as well, and then it would do an author search on him. But you can also subject search. There are other things in the record. This is the item record here that will help you lead to other sources, lead to additional information, whether it's more things on your subject by focusing it down or other things by the same author. You can do that. Or by the virtual browse at the bottom that will help you find additional things that way. All right. We clicked on a subject and did a subject search, but say we wanted to do our own subject search here. Now, if we were looking for, say, divorce, and we wanted to narrow it down to just the US, there's going to be a difference in how you word things when you're looking for a subject. I've mentioned earlier, subject is controlled vocabulary. There's certain wording. So if you did divorce in America, and we look for that subject, we're not going to find anything. If we did contains, we've got one thing. And what's the subject there? It separated these things out. But if you look, what we've got here is it's actually divorce United States. That's going to be what we want to look for. We want United States. More specific, that's focused on United States. So if we did that as our subject, we've got 10 results. And this is contains. This is not an exact phrase. So this could have divorce something, United States something else. So we're probably pretty close here. But if we did is exact, that's going to be even more specific. We dropped from 10 to 9. Didn't make too much of a difference in this case, but with a bigger subject heading, it certainly would. But you can see this is going to be a lot more particular. And then we've got the subject divorce, United States, history, 20th century. So this is actually a subcategory, because that even when we use the subject is exact, it's still just a phrase. We do have our phrase divorce United States, but then there's additional stuff in there as well. This one we have just the subject divorce United States. And we can find that. Now, that's very particular. Again, subject searching, controlled vocabulary, looking for a match to that. Only looking in the subject field. But if we switched this up to any field, which is our keyword searching, remember, any field is our keyword searching. It covers all the other ones and the descriptions, etc. Now, if we did any field contains divorce United States. We're going to expand quite a bit here, 48 results. So we're going to have a lot of different choices. They're going to be a little bit broader, so we may, we're not going to be as precise, but we're going to have a little bit more of a choice. So for example, marriage markets how inequality is remaking the American family. We've got a different one here. You can see United States mentioned quite a bit in the subject headings, but down here in the description, big, long description, because this is our table of contents, divorce is picked up right there, divorce rates. So we can see that that's how this picked this up. Now, this is one of our ebooks. This is an online access. You can see it says full text available at, click to view, authorization required. Again, if you're off campus, you need to log in. So this is one of our ebook collection. So if we click on this, it's going to open this up for us. And you can see we have more detail about the book. There's another short video on some of the features of ebooks. Okay, so we're back into the library's catalog looking at the library catalog record. So that was one of our ebooks. We've looked briefly at books, ebooks, online films, print books. There's a variety of resources that you can get using the library catalog. Again, you can do your searches, any field, title, author, subject. Any field is your keyword search. It's going to cover all the others plus any descriptions or anything that is any other text field that's available. Once you get results, if you want to, on the left, you can tweak your results by narrowing it down to different things, focusing it a little bit, or you can do that up here in the advanced search before you start your search. And then, of course, you can log in. It's got that nice friendly yellow bar asking you to sign in, but up on the right-hand side, you can also sign in. Once you've signed in to the system, you can check your card, see if you've got any books checked out, verify your information, see if you've got holds, anything like that. You can check your library account